With the holidays coming up, we all know it can be a huge struggle to maintain our health goals while there's so many good treats, good meals, family hanging out. So we're going to dive into how to maintain your health goals and how to stay healthy over the course of the holidays. I'm Jonathan and I'm creator of the Better Everyday Empowerment app.
I'm Anne. I'm a wellness coach and a makeup artist.
Today, we just wanted to talk about the holidays coming up and how you can maintain your healthy habits that you've created throughout the year going into, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Everything seems to come all at once right at the end of the year, and it can kind of seem overwhelming. I know that in my family, everybody bakes a bunch of food, we have a big Thanksgiving meal, and it makes it really difficult to maintain my healthy eating habits. And even, just like with family in town and visiting family, it's hard to maintain exercise and being active because everybody just wants to sit around and hang out. It makes it difficult. So I think that we can just share what has worked for us in the past and then things that we're going to do this holiday season to make sure we stay on track for our health goals.
Yes, I am so excited for the holidays. And to be honest, I'm a little nervous. You may have or maybe you don't yet. This is your first time watching us. I have been undergoing a gut treatment. So in the last couple of months, I've been on a pretty restrictive diet to kill the bad bacteria in my gut. So I can't just dive right back into all the foods that I used to eat. And if you're not struggling with anything like that and you don't necessarily have the health goals, you just want to be as healthy as possible, then maybe you don't need to overly think about this. And honestly, bottom line, it's also not to stress about these things because stress is ultimately the worst. So take these tips, just like play with them and see what works and adapt them as much as you can, but please don't stress about it, okay? So yeah, and if you, let's say, are not having any health problems yet or don't necessarily have any health goals, you just enjoy the holidays, enjoy and choose the best option as often as you can.
That actually leads me into the first thing that I wanted to talk about, because I think the most important thing is make sure you're enjoying yourself and enjoying your time with your family.
Yeah.
And if you, over the course of a week, say your family's visiting for a week for Thanksgiving, right? And over the course of the week, you have one piece of pumpkin pie or one piece of apple pie with your Thanksgiving dinner or whatever it is. Just enjoy yourself and don't beat yourself up over it. It's okay to have, if you eat 90%, 95% your normal healthy way that you're eating and maintaining your goal that way, enjoy your meal. Like, I think that the benefit that you get from being with your family and sitting and enjoying a meal and not having to stress or worry about what you're eating is ultimately more beneficial in the long run if it's just like a one-off thing and that's not the norm for you.
Yes, and health is not just about what you eat. Health is honestly also about community. It's about connection. It's about enjoying. It's about creating moments and enjoying beautiful moments with the people that you love. That is like the most underrated part of health. But obviously that doesn't mean that you should go out and eat shit every time and like party and create moments and I'm connecting with people. We're obviously like, it's all about
balance.
Yeah, I don't really like the word balance because sometimes it also means eating everything. But yeah, anyway, so don't forget to enjoy yourself and maybe just make, like I said earlier, make the best option you can. So let's say you are at a Thanksgiving meal, right? And you can maybe help your family make some green dishes, make some salad. It doesn't have to be just potatoes and gravy and sugar and turkey. You can also contribute, or at least ask, if you're not cooking, request more vegetables, right? And that way you can start your meal with some vegetables, or make sure like at least half of your meal is vegetables, and then you can have mashed potatoes, and then you can have the gravy and the pie, and Jonathan made our Thanksgiving meal last year, and I requested that he reduce sugar in our apple pie. Do you remember? And then
we didn't even put sugar in the apple pie.
And then he ended up not even using sugar. First, he was a little stubborn, and he said, "No, I want to make normal sugar amount because that's my pie." And then he was like, "You know what? It's apples are very sweet already." So he was open-minded enough. Eventually, he gave in and tried the no sugar, and it was delicious. It was absolutely delicious because yellow, red apples are very sweet already, and especially if you bake them. So, you know, you can make a little tweaks like that, right?
Yeah, because typically with apple pie, you're using green apples, so then you use sugar to make it a little bit more sweeter.
Yeah.
But we just used red apples, and it was just plenty enough as it is. And that's a really good point that you're making as well. Is I'm big on Thanksgiving, and I love to make the entire meal for the family. So that's something that can really help too. Is if you are the most health conscious in your family, maybe you volunteer to bring, you know, a couple healthy dishes, or you know, you make some vegetables to bring. And you know, I'm not saying that you have to make everything, but you know, maybe just bring something that is more health oriented. Like I remember last year we made some Brussels sprouts, we had mushrooms, and we had
Yes.
green beans. So we had, you know, multiple vegetables
Yeah.
on top of everything else. And I try to make everything from scratch, so
Yeah.
I can control the ingredients that's
Exactly.
going
Make
into
from
the
scratch
food.
as much as you can. Or
Yeah.
if you, let's say, cannot, and you're looking at this, like, oh my gosh, I'm cooking by myself. There's so much only I can do from scratch. Listen, then ask your family members to help, right? Ask people. You sometimes can. We also can underestimate what people can do and people won't do, right? And what people will do. So
Yeah, a lot of times people
Yeah.
just need direction too. If someone doesn't know how to cook, or someone's, you know, just hanging out around, just ask. Be like, hey, can you help me? I will direct you.
yeah, hey, can you steam some green beans?
Yeah.
How simple is that? Hey, can you air fry some Brussels sprouts? Like, how simple is that? And people would love to help, and that's very simple. And that way, you can also create change and also impact other people's health. Think of it that way. Don't think about like, oh, I'm being difficult, I'm the only healthy. No, you are shifting everybody's health. You are helping. You're making an impact in everyone's life and health. And don't think like, oh, it's just one meal, it doesn't matter. We all rub off on each other, and you just never know when the person can get inspiration to be healthier, to make a decision to change their life, right?
Yeah,
So don't
and-
underestimate one day. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, don't underestimate the impact that you're having, but also inviting people in to cook with you. You're creating memories with them, and maybe you've never, you know, connected with this
Yeah.
family member on that level. So it's just like there really is no downside to it, unless the person that you ask is a dick and they're just being mean for no reason. But
Yeah.
I digress. So that's actually really good, is just controlling, you know, what you can. If you know that you're going somewhere where there's not going to be very healthy food, it's going to be fried or whatever it is, you know, packaged food, bring your own dish that you can add into that, so everyone can have a little bit more healthy options. That's a really good one.
Yes, and also speaking of fried, just you can make little tweaks like we suggested. Another tweak you can make, instead of frying things in seed oil, can you switch it to coconut oil? Instead of frying in an original pan with a lot of seed oil, can you air fry it, right? Just like making little small shifts like that can make a huge difference. And instead of, let's say, frying some beans, can you steam them, right? And put olive oil and then salt and pepper, and it can taste really delicious.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be like all go big or go home, and right?
Yeah, and even something like, I was looking today, actually, I got an email, I was looking at this. Buy a pasture turkey. Like just something so simple as
Yes.
or ordering a turkey from a pasture. It'll get delivered directly to your house.
Yes, that's a big one.
Yeah, it's like you're just providing meat that is not, you know, puffed full of hormones and
yeah.
antibiotics, and
That's a
like
huge
it's just
one.
just something so easy, and they taste so much better.
Mm-hmm.
So I can actually put the company that we order our pasture meat from normally, they're doing turkeys for Thanksgiving, so I can actually put that into the description.
Yes, order your turkey pasture-raised organic. So that's a big tip. Yes, and also don't forget to take your walks. Sometimes it can be very tempting to just sit and eat, and then sit and talk, and then sit and drink tea and dessert, and then sit watch TV all day with your family during the holidays. But hey, break up those sitting times with walking, and invite your mom, invite your dad, invite your grandparents or your family to walk with you and connect while you're walking. It can really do wonders to everybody's health, right? So yeah.
That's a great idea, and I love the idea when you're saying walk with everybody. It's making me think, make some like cinnamon tea, and everybody take a cup of tea and go for a walk around the block. How lovely would that be to just spend that type of, you know, connection, that activity with your family?
Yes, don't make it all just about food. Of course, food is important, but you can also connect while you're taking a walk. You can connect while inviting your family to take a class with you, like a yoga class with you, or if the studio is closed, then I don't know, do some exercise.
Put on some stretching on YouTube or something, because we know grandma might not be able to go do yoga at a studio. So
turn on some music and dance together.
Yeah, dance with your mom, dance with your cousin, your brother, your sister, whatever. Just move around, do something.
And it doesn't have to be like I said, go big or go home. So let's say in the morning you wake up, you can still have your healthy meal, let's say smoothie or eggs or something like that, and you don't have to start eating just bad food from the moment you wake up. And
I'm so guilty of that.
Yeah. I know. I know the holidays, one of the parts that are so dangerous, that it's very easy to get into the mindset, oh, it's the holidays, so I'm just gonna let go, right? And if you can do that, that's great. And if you don't feel any impact, do it, I guess, but know that you will pay for it later, sooner or later. But yeah, just be mindful as much as you can. You can, like, if you have holiday party at your company, then of course no need to be picky, like, oh, what's in this, and please list all the ingredients. Like, just enjoy yourself, unless obviously you're allergic. But other parts of the day, other days of the week, then come back to your healthy foods, and that way you can still create memories and stick to your health goals.
And that's a slippery slope too. You mentioned the holiday party. Is if you have a lot of different parties that you're getting invited to, your holiday party at your company, your spouse's holiday party, a dinner at your in-laws, a dinner at your family, just be mindful of how much junk you are actually consuming across all of these different days, because that does compound.
Yes. So let's say if we go to a Christmas party and the food at Jonathan's work Christmas party is usually not super healthy, then instead of like just eating everything like pasta, mac and cheese, and potatoes, and all the salads that are drenched with sugar, and then also getting dessert, like all 3 types of desserts or 4 types, however much, I can know that, hey, just even eating mac and cheese or eating the pasta or all that stuff is already a treat. Therefore, I don't need to feel like, okay, I need to get also a pie or this cookie, or I can just make one choice, right? Okay, you know what? That cookie looks really, really good. I really want that cookie, so let's share. Also find somebody to share the dessert with. And you don't have to have the whole piece. You can cut it in half if you don't have anybody to share, and then just have half of the piece.
If you share 2 halves though, you're still eating a whole.
Well, actually, it's still better to eat half at a time, because you never know, you might not even like the dessert, and that way you don't feel like, oh, I already had this, so I have to finish the whole thing. And actually that brings me to a point, also serving size, right? Try a little bit at a time instead of like piling on a lot of everything.
I'm so bad. I am so bad about that. I'll bring my plate over and it's like I gotta carry it with 2 hands. It's just full of everything.
Well, you make your own food, so you know it's gonna taste good. So I think it's a little different, and you eat a lot. But if you're not necessarily that person, it's good to just serve yourself a little bit at a time, and then
go back for more.
Yes, and if you really, really like certain dishes, go back for more instead of stuffing yourself. And that way you're also not wasting food that another person could have enjoyed. Yeah, don't slack off with your exercise and your daily movements, I'd say too. Like, just because it's the holidays and you're festive, still go to the gym, still do your Pilates classes, still do your yoga classes, because your body needs you. But if you miss a workout, don't beat yourself up. The most important part is to not constantly judge yourself, beat yourself up, and feel guilty for eating certain things or feel stressed for not eating. Just, accept that this happened and then do better. Every next choice, you can decide to do better.
Yeah, I think that's really powerful, is not shaming yourself, not guilting yourself into the point of making yourself feel really bad.
Yeah.
Just be accountable if you do slip up. Say 2 days in a row, or you have like 2 or 3 pieces of apple pie in one night. Just acknowledge that you did it, be accountable, and then just do better and don't do that again.
And speaking of health and wellness, of course, we can't forget mental health, right? Because it's not just about the food. So I know there's a lot of pressure. I notice in the American culture. I didn't grow up here, so it's kind of fascinating to see how people can get really stressed out about like getting gifts for everybody on their list. If you enjoy getting gifts and it brings you happiness, you love the process, by all means do it. But really, I invite you to shift your perspective on this. Is it necessary to really stress yourself out and like to get yourself so like stressed out to get somebody a gift just because that's like a must, that is a tradition? You don't really try 1 year not to do it. If you're a person who gets stressed out about it, try 1 year to not do it. Or ask yourself, why am I doing these things? Because I enjoy it or because I feel like I have to? And try not to do the things that you feel like you have to. Like, you don't have to give your mother-in-law the freaking candle. She's not gonna die, you know? Like, she's not gonna like resent you. Or if she does, then maybe she's not somebody you need to really have around, right? Or like, you don't need to buy another pair of socks for your friend, you know? They might not even like remember it. So, and it's okay to buy the gift later too. It's okay to show up in the party and say like, hey, I really wanted to give you a gift, but I'm really stressed out this year and I'm trying something new. Can I, you know, give it to you in January? And then people love you regardless of what you do. And if people love you just for your gifts, then you need to reconsider the people that you have around, right? So really take as much as you can off your plate, even if you think you have to do these things or you have to, like even the decorating the house, right? What are we doing these things for? To feel joy, to feel festive, to feel happy, right? And if we're doing this and we're like stressed out and we're grumpy, we're yelling at our children, we're yelling at our family because we're so like stressed out to get everything on time, to buy everything, and it kind of like defeats the purpose. And your kids can feel it and your family can feel it. So really simplify as much as you can and do the things that really light you up, that really bring you joy.
Yeah, just enjoy yourself.
Because that's what it's about. I feel like Christmas and winter holidays were probably created so that we were slightly less miserable in the winter time when the days are short and when it's cold in certain countries. So yeah, it's all about just connection, enjoyment, family, friends, and love. So celebrate in any way that you can, in any way that lights your heart on fire. So thank you so much for watching. We hope that this was helpful. If you have any of your own tips and tricks, please share below.
If you want some one-on-one advice to get yourself through the holidays, click that Calendly link down in the description. Anne has some times available that you can do a free consultation call with her to see if her coaching would be a good fit for you.
I understand that holidays can be so hard for so many people, so I honor that. It's not just all festivities and fun for many of us. So yes, please don't hesitate. The sooner you get help, the better. I really hope that you enjoy this holiday season, and if you're struggling, yes, please click the link like Jonathan just mentioned.
Thank you guys so much for watching our video. We hope to see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.